Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Ray Shoots. Today I wanted to actually just kind of share with you a little video of me going to the 2019 Profusion here that is held in Toronto, Ontario. You know, NAB, for a lot of you guys who are in the industry, go to that to look at all the newest gear, check out all the latest stuff for people who are both in photography and video. And this is just another showcase offered here in Canada. My first time checking it out, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a review in my eyes, how I felt it worked for me at this showcase. They held the event at the Metro Convention Center in downtown Toronto over by the CN Tower. And I met up with a good friend, Liam, and we decided to go out there and check it out. On top of that, I'm also testing out this piece of gear that I bought that I wanted to kind of start utilizing for when I'm doing things like this and just doing this little B-roll of my project. So I got myself one of these Moza little, I guess a little stabilizer. I didn't want to keep taking big cameras everywhere. So I was like, you know what, I'm ever doing walk-arounds, vacations or whatever, I wanted to kind of have something a little more stabilized instead of holding my phone everywhere. And this is the phone holder is what I was looking for, because these days a lot of people have new phones, and these new phones, like this is my iPhone X, XR, and these guys can shoot, what, 4K 1080, I mean, come on. You can look up the specs if you want to. I'm not going to get into the details of it. I mean, this thing says it can record 4K, 30 frames, 24 frames per second. You can even do 60 in slow-mo. I mean, they've put a lot of new technology in these phones. Look it up. I mean, there's tons of people who do reviews on how well these things shoot and compare them against all kinds of cameras. I might have to do a separate review of this guy because, you know, doing a separate review for this would be a lot of fun. You know, I didn't really think of myself ever trying to try these guys out, but I mean, I got this thing for easy 100 Canadian dollars. It's quite cheap, and it does a pretty decent job stabilizing. I mean, it has a little button control thing here. It has a clicker on the back. It's not too large. It actually you know, compresses back down pretty small, so you can use it for whatever. Has a little legs for tripod. You can put it down. So not a bad little device. So I gave this guy a try, walked around and did a little stabilizing while I was walking around the expo. So here we go, into the expo. Basically, you register online, and we got an email saying, oh, you got a ticket. Please print out your badge. And you know, honestly, I forgot to do that. So nice enough of them to actually have a section that they probably knew a lot of people were gonna do, is you walk up to one of the guys there, they, you know, look up your name, print out your ticket, and you're off you go. You get a little badge, and you can now walk around the expo. When we first walked in, we were presented by, you know, like a booklet that kind of gives you a layout of where all the different vendors are at. And I'll tell you, this thing was quite impressive to me, knowing that Toronto is a huge place for the visual community. And this was definitely a place for a lot of people to come and check out a lot of the toys that are out. Everyone had a really good booth. All the booths had a lot of people, a lot of vendors to talk to, a lot of knowledgeable people, which is very cool. A lot of the guys, the vendors, are very nice, and they talked about all the different products that they are obviously showcasing, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. The way that it basically worked is you can look at the products, and if you really liked it there, they had a showcase discount that you can get from one of the bigger sponsors, VizTech, who's here in Toronto. And they basically, they give you the discounts, you go up to these guys at the end of the whole walkthrough, and you can actually get some products, you know, with the discount through them. I did feel like the balance between photography and video, I in a sense was quite there. As you got closer towards the back of the room towards where you would buy your products, it actually kind of fell off and went more photography and less video, which, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. The first half was a little more video, the second half was a little more geared towards those who are photographers. Another cool thing is they actually had a lot, I didn't know this until after I got there. I didn't do a whole lot of research diving on the website. I, you know, heard about it, I forgot about it, did some projects. When I came back, I forgot about reading that they actually have a lot of talks. And I should have done that so I could have listened to some of the people who were talking. If you wanted to go check it out and see some of the new technology, I recommend, you know, visiting Profusion at least one of the 2 days. I don't think it's a place I would go to 2 days in a row unless you're looking for a particular talk, which in that sense, I would recommend you get on the website, find out what talks are being given and who's giving them. Look up the people if you're not familiar with them, and see if you like their work and like what they have to say and you want to see them in person. Definitely ask them some questions. I wouldn't say it's a place that you can run into people and network, because it wasn't something that anyone wanted to do when they got there. Everyone was there basically playing. You know, it was like a huge gathering of people wanting to play with the new toys or any toy that they have yet to play with. I mean, so there's a lot of products. Definitely check it out if you're ever in the area of Toronto, or if you live in Toronto if you haven't been. It probably took us in total, if you just walk through, and even saying hi and playing with some of the toys, I think if we walked through it in like 3.5, 4 hours, so it wasn't very huge. And that was hitting every booth that I wanted to hit, which was several actually. So, you know, 3.5 hours, 4 hours of walking time. One thing I would recommend that this venue have is a little bit more food vendors. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of places where you can get water and drinks. The convention center itself has some really good coffee shops and food, what do you call that, food courts outside of the hall, but it'd be nice to have a couple more inside so that way the patrons don't have to leave. So that's about it. I'd say the Profusion is actually quite a nice little convention for the photography and video community here in Toronto, and I look forward to seeing what other products are going to come out so that I can go back and see them at this particular convention. I want to say thank you guys for watching this episode of my quick episode and review of the 2019 Profusion, and hopefully you guys can check it out. I'll probably check it out next year when I see some new products that they're going to have at the expo, and I hope to see you guys in my next episode. Have a good one. Take care.